Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I'm Delegate Pat Young, Chair of the Baltimore County Delegation and Representative for District 44B. Welcome back to the Fireside. Listen, 2022 is going to be a big year, and we, here at the Fireside, have committed to bringing you accurate and timely information. So with that in mind, we have secured 3 exclusive interviews with Maryland gubernatorial candidates. Now, I know what you're thinking. Delegate Young, how did you secure interviews with candidates for governor? And the answer is, I really don't know. I'm not sure why they said yes. So, keeping in the spirit of providing you information that's timely and informative, we're going to be bringing you this information hot and juicy. Just like when they...
That is a Wendy's slogan.
What?
That's Wendy's. Wendy's says that.
After you see these videos, you're going to be saying to yourself, I'm loving it.
That's McDonald's.
Come on. And you know you can trust the information we're providing because we do it the way that you do it.
No, that's an old Burger King slogan.
You sure?
Yes, it's an older slogan, but it checks out.
Eat fresh? Just roll the clip.
Where's Delegate Young?
I have Delegate Young for you.
Delegate, how are you? I'm sitting here at the for your fire station chat. Where the heck are you? Candy Kitchen? What are you doing there?
Sorry for the mix-up.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it happens a lot.
Yeah, generally it's my fault, but this time it was your fault.
Fair enough. Well, so, everyone, I am super excited to introduce to you somebody that you know that we've been trying to get on the show for a very long time. The current Comptroller and now gubernatorial candidate for Maryland governor, Mr. Peter Franchot. Sir, thank you for joining us.
It's great to be here. Pat, aren't you going to maybe ask me a question?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I never thought you'd agree to do this, so I feel a little unprepared.
That's funny.
So, Mr. Franchot, you have quite a history of public service. Tell us about that.
Well, it really started with the U.S. Army, where I was drafted back in 1968. That really knocked the rough edges off me, but, you know, it was a school of hard knocks. You were in the Marines. You know that basic training is something that, you know, can really help people. And so I learned a lot from my drill sergeant. Then I did some, work after that. But ultimately, I ended up in Washington as a congressional staff director. And then I ran for the House of Delegates and served 20 years in the legislature on the Appropriations Committee.
Oh, Appropriations. I currently serve on the Appropriations Committee. That's almost like I'm continuing your legacy. Maybe we have something in common.
Well, not really, Pat.
Moving on. So, what made you decide to run for the governor of Maryland?
Well, when I go around the state, I've made 10,000 visits to small businesses, so I get a lot of contact with voters, and I've had a very successful career as comptroller. Generally people tug at my sleeve and they say, you've been a great comptroller and you'll make a great governor, and so everybody is kind of urging me to do that. So I decided to run for governor because I've basically done everything I could as comptroller. It's a wonderful position, and I encourage everybody to look at it and possibly run for it.
Sure.
But I believe I can offer a lot more as governor.
Absolutely. That brings up a good question. Could you tell me what exactly does a comptroller do?
Really?
And you mentioned this a little bit, but maybe you could be clear for folks that are watching. What differentiates you from the other candidates, because there are a lot of them in the race, but other than your statewide...
Well, there are 2 fields. There are Democrats that are running. There are 9 of us. They're all very impressive, smart, talented, competent people. And, I salute each of them. And I'm impressed by each of them. So the Democratic field is great. The Republicans have 2 or 3 folks also running. I'm biased towards the Democrats because that's what I am. But none of them have a record like I have I'm the only one who over the last 15 years as comptroller has really delivered on the promises that I made. I under-promised and over-delivered.
Over-delivered.
And that means 800,000 people get their phone calls answered annually within 60 seconds. We get $3 billion in tax refunds back within 2.5 business days. We have a fraud detection unit, which is the pride of the country. We're number one in the country as far as fraud detection. And I've told people, as governor, the first 3 months we're going to fix every pothole on every state road. We're going to pick up the trash, Pat, along state roads. And we're going to have every state agency do what my agency does, answer the phone within 60 seconds. But that's the key thing. We need to both help people, but we need to reinvent the state as a really cool place.
Sure. Sir, I can't thank you enough for joining us for the first ever Pat's Fireside Chat's Gubernatorial Series. I know my viewers appreciate it. I appreciate it, and I just can't thank you enough for joining us.
Well, thank you very much, and I really appreciate the opportunity to connect with your constituents and folks that are watching this show. And I love Baltimore County, for example, so it's great to connect with your folks. In fact, I have a little something for you, Pat.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, as the chief alcohol regulator of the state, I'm going to present you with a 6-pack of Maryland-crafted beer.
Well, look at that. You know, and
Loose Cannon.
And these folks
highly
are
recommended.
Right in my new district.
Yeah, well, there you go. I'm also going to give you one of my much-coveted comptroller medallions. I give those to Marylanders and first responders and people that have survived the Marine Corps like you, and God bless you. Thank you for your service.
Well, this was unprecedented. I appreciate it.
You have anything for me?
I do. No, here.
Oh, wow.
Sure.
Gosh, thank you. Isn't this great?
Yeah, it's fudge from the Candy Kitchen.
Oh,
and
the Candy Kitchen.
Some other
Great.
snacks.
Yeah, well,
it's
open. There's some have been eaten.
I wasn't prepared.
'Cause I'm the tax man. Yeah.